And if you heard this news story, but a guy who works for Burger King, he never took a single sick day for 20 straight years. 20 years, not once. When he started showing up at Burger King, we all had flip phones and text messages were scary. You remember those days? You're like, what the fuck? The phone's saying something to me. That's when he started showing up at Burger King. Hasn't missed a day since. So Burger King, because they love and value his commitment and his work ethic, and the fact that economic force makes him never miss a day of work, to show their appreciation for that, Burger King, the company, gave him for free, no charge, zero charge, absolutely free, a bag of candy. I'm not kidding. And how nice is that? How 20 years of working for the king scores you a bag of candy. It just warms your heart, doesn't it? But it gets even better. The man posted on social media and he was being genuine, how excited he was to get the candy, and how nice it was of Burger King to do that for him. And then strangers online, they felt bad for him and they created a GoFundMe, because that's what we do now. All government entities are that were initially supposed to help human beings in the richest country on earth have been replaced with a website called GoFundMe. Healthcare, funeral services, public schools, it's all just GoFundMe now. I think they teach that on the first day of first grade. Just, kids, if you can't afford lunch, we're not going to give you any. Okay. If it were left up to us, you would die of starvation next to the other kids while they eat their Fruit Loops. And we will then bury you under the seesaw out back. Okay. Therefore, to survive, you need to start your GoFundMe page. That's your homework. GoFundMe has replaced the fucking safety net of our society. And here's the thing. The only reason we needed a safety net in the first place was because we have a fucked up economic system. You know what kinds of things need safety nets? Dangerous things. Like a trapeze has a safety net. The human cannonball and tightrope walkers have safety nets. Dangerous shit has a safety net. So basically, capitalism is the richest motherfuckers putting us up on a trapeze, and we're all up there just like, holy shit. And they're like, I can't believe we set up the world like this. This is amazing. This is lunacy. What are we doing? The safety net is now it's all torn to pieces. You guys know, it's torn up. It's just strands, just blowing in the wind, and there's a pile of dead people who fell through the torn up net. So it's trapeze, GoFundMe, pile of dead bodies. That's the three tiers of society, and we're all hoping we stay on the first two rungs, and we're just looking down at the pile of dead people like that. That doesn't look fun down there. That looks like kind of a bummer down there. The next step that I heard people are working on, which I'm excited for, is to take all the government agencies in charge of like monitoring things, keeping things safe, clean water, clean air, safe medicines, all that stuff. And those will all be replaced with something called Go Regulate Me. If you want to make sure like your meat isn't made out of rat parts and it wasn't left sitting on a sidewalk for 2 weeks before it ended up in your hot dog, you start a Go Regulate Me page and you crowdsource the analysis of the hot dog. And hopefully a bunch of just kind souls, with a little extra time and love in their heart, they look over your photos and they go, your photos of the meat sausage, not the one you normally take photos of. And they go, I think I see a little bit of rat turd right there and right there. But that's nothing unusual, honestly, for a hot dog. Anyway, this GoFundMe that people started for the Burger King employee got $400,000. How amazing is that? How heartwarming. $400,000 that can now go towards being stolen by whoever set up the GoFundMe. But that's not the point. The point is the kindness of Americans that they showed to this guy who always shows up to Burger King no matter what. for 20 years. What a hero. Doesn't matter whether he's coughing up a lung or has open sores on his hands. He's making your burger anyway. He wouldn't dream of missing a single double Whopper with cheese just because blood happens to be streaming out of his nose into your Chipotle mayo. He's still there. Also, the article mentioned that he never misses a day because he's a father and barely has any money to take care of his kids. So missing a day is not really an option for him, which at first sounds like a dystopian horror film from hell. Sounds like Stephen King had a fevered dream and diarrhea the same night. But you're forgetting bag of candy. The bag of candy, that changes everything. He can probably treat his son spina bifida with some, Tootsie Pops or something. Maybe a Jolly Rancher or two. It's an old West medicine man cure. If you mash up a bunch of Jolly Ranchers, and then you mix the paste with the semen of a gray tree frog, and then you drink that. It won't cure you, but it tastes so revolting that your spina bifida doesn't seem so bad anymore. Yeah, it won't worry you anymore.